Hey Spring Arbor students, how's it going? Welcome to week 1 for Bus642. We'll be spending time over the next 6 weeks working on business research methods and kind of how research applies to business. Just a little side note. So my area of research is in education. Yours is in business. And others of you I know have focused on other different industries, but research techniques are very common across all those different areas. So even though this is an area of business research, if your area is in life insurance, or if your area of degree is in medical or in whatever it might be, I know there's some of you that have an industry in winemaking, and that sort of thing. Research is research. So this would be a good course to get you started on getting ready for your Management 600 course, which is when you're actually going to do your research. Okay, I want to cover real quick the overview of the text over the next, for this week. We're looking at chapters 1 through 5, and then again, chapter 25. I'm not going to hit everything, obviously. There's not enough time to do that. I want to point out just a few things. So first of all, chapter 3 talks about building theory. One of the things I wanted to point you to, at least in my edition, it's page 42. It's called Understanding Theory. And so take a look at understanding theory. There's deductive and inductive. Kind of know the differences between those two because they're very different approaches to getting work done in your research. Two different approaches that you take there. And in chapters, excuse me, I'm fighting a cold as well. If you're struggling to hear me, it's because I'm struggling to talk. In chapter 4, there's a discussion about different types of business research. So there's exploratory, descriptive, and causal. Excuse me again. Know the differences between those. Most of you will probably will do some sort of an exploratory type of research method, which means you're going to go try to explain why something is the way it is. One or two you might have descriptive. Not sure if anyone's going to have a causal. Might though. So no differences between those three different types of research. In chapter 4, there's a very good, in fact, what I was just talking about, exploratory, descriptive, and causal, that's also in chapter 4. If I confused you there. Also in chapter 4, flowchart or exhibit 4.6 is a flowchart. Now, in my book, that's page 61. That flowchart overviews quite clearly, gives you a good overview of what we're doing in the research process. The proposal that you're going to be writing, let's talk about that for a moment. The proposal you're going to be writing in this class is just going to be a draft. Now, I'm emphasizing that you do a very good draft. The better draft you do now in this course, of your proposal, which is chapters 1 through 3 of your final paper. So the proposal is chapters 1 through 3. The better job you do in this class on chapters 1, 2, and 3, of which will be your proposal, the better it will be in the Management 600 class when you have to write that proposal, get approval for it, and then start your research. So in this class, I'm going to push for a very good draft of your proposal, which is chapters 1 through 3. That flowchart, that's Exhibit 4.6, again in my book, it's on page 61, gives you a good overview. If you look at that flowchart and follow all the way through, there's a section that's called data gathering. Just before the data gathering, from the beginning point where it says problem discovery and definition, up to the point where it says data gathering, that's chapters 1, 2, and 3. That's your proposal. That's what you're working on in this class, and outlining a draft, a very good draft of it, and what you'll be working on in the next class, in the Management 600 course. Chapters 4 and 5 are the data gathering process and the drawing conclusions. That'll be also part of Management 600 and I think the 686 course. Okay, chapter 5, check out the ethics section. That's related to our case study. That's due in Blackboard by Wednesday, the first response by Wednesday. Okay, a little bit about the lab papers from here forward. Make sure you're reading the syllabus about the description of what's required in the lab papers. I'm going to hit a couple of high points or a few high points right now. Got to be APA style, okay? But no cover page is needed. No abstract is needed. Please don't repeat the questions. The syllabus is pretty clear about that. Don't say question 1 is this and then answer it. You know, if you want to build in your leading sentence for the paragraph, or talking about the first question, build in something about what the question is about and what you're going to answer. But don't say question 1 is this and here's my response. Don't do that. You have to have a reference page. And it's just a page. Probably not going to be more than 1, 2, maybe 3 references on there. In total, you're going to have a couple of pages. Okay, the first page is the answering of the questions for the lab, APA format again, and the second page is just your reference list. Okay, let's see on the project work, a little bit about that. Over these next 5 or 6 weeks, like I said, you're going to be creating a narrative outline. I'm going to push that it's a good outline, a good draft. Okay, it'll be easier in the next class. So it's going to be a guide for you in the Management 600 and the Management 686 class. Use the outline that they give you in the syllabus. It's on page 11. Provide me for this project. They're just looking for a short description for each of the elements in that outline. It's on page 11 in the syllabus. Couple of sentences. Don't give me paragraphs, okay? Because I won't have time to read them all. Couple of sentences per element. Tell me what you're thinking you're going to put in for those elements that are in your outline. Those sources to get those answers are the textbook, the APA manual, as well as use Google Scholar to look things up. And by the way, when it comes to referencing in your reference list, this textbook, okay, or even the APA manual, okay, look in the syllabus. It gives you the exact APA reference to use in your reference list. You can copy and paste from your syllabus right into your reference list if you're referencing this book or this book. Okay, you do that, you won't get it wrong. All right, I think that's all I wanted to share with you for right now. Tuesday evenings. Listen, be sure, send me an email by 3 o'clock on Tuesday evenings if you want to spend just a few minutes together talking about the class, things going on I need to know about. Kind of a get-to-know-you session as well, just one-on-one for a few minutes. Any Tuesday evening. I got a few Tuesday evenings where I may not be available as much time as I want to, but I'd be happy to talk with you. Take advantage later on in those Saturday sessions where we can go through your proposal, 20, 30 minutes a person, let's just talk about it. Listen, I'd be even open to meeting you halfway someplace if you're I live in the Jackson area. We can always meet at McDonald's or Starbucks and that sort of thing. Hang out a little bit, go through your paper. So I'm praying for you. You can do this class. You're well suited to it. God's given you the ability to do it. Hoping to get to know you some more this semester. All right. Have a great week, guys.